Today, let us learn about water cycle. Have you all ever thought who fills up the empty wells, lakes, ponds, and rivers once they have been exhausted? Yes, you have guessed it correct. Rains are the only source of water on earth. It fills up the emptied water sources. But how does this happen automatically every time? To know more, let us study more about it. Water cycle helps in recycling the water on earth. Rains occur due to water cycle and fills up the emptied water bodies like lakes, rivers and ponds. It occurs in different stages. There are four different stages in water cycle. They are evaporation and transpiration, condensation, precipitation and collection. Let's learn each one of them in detail. The stage of evaporation. Now in this process of evaporation, the water evaporates from seas, oceans due to the heat from the sun. This leaves the salts behind and only water evaporates. Water is evaporated from all other water bodies as well. In addition to the water evaporating from water bodies, plants lose water too. They absorb the water from the ground for the process of photosynthesis and lose the excess water through small pores in their leaves called stomata. This process is called transpiration. The next step is condensation. Now, we have studied that as we go higher in the altitude, there is a significant drop in the temperature. So when the water vapor rises above the surface of the earth, the cooler temperatures cause it to condense. This forms clouds. In the next step after condensation, precipitation occurs. So can you all guess what would happen in this process? The droplets of water which form clouds join with each other first and become bigger and heavier and then begin to fall onto the earth as rain, hail or snow. The rain is formed when water vapor condenses on a particle of dust or pollen and the temperature is above the freezing point of water. When the temperature drops below the freezing point, it precipitates as snow. If a snowflake passes through a region of the cloud where more water vapors are present, they coat the flake with more and more layers of new ice and precipitate as hail. After precipitation step comes the step of collection. In this stage, the water which was evaporated from various water bodies falls back onto the earth. This water then gets collected into various water bodies and recharges them to maintain the level of water on earth. The water that falls on the ground seeps into the ground and the groundwater is recharged. So we just saw water cycle, starting from the evaporation of water from the water bodies. In this step, the water evaporates in the form of water vapor. Addition to evaporation, plants also lose water in the process of transpiration. Next, we learned about condensation, where this evaporated water vapor cools down and forms clouds. Once these clouds get heavier, precipitation occurs in the form of rain, hail or snow. This water then falls on earth and gets collected back in water bodies. Do you know an interesting fact that the total amount of water on the earth is the same from the time earth was formed? This water just keeps on circulating by changing shapes and forms with time and keeps coming back to the surface by precipitation. This means the water that we drink now is the same as the water that dinosaurs drank. This is all because of the water cycle. Bye bye and happy learning.